All right, on this last select and mask one, there's just a couple little things that they don't actually show you to be able to get this to look like there's clouds through this keyhole. The main thing that we're trying to do with this is how to use some keyboard shortcuts to have selections come out of the center so that when we create a circle, we can come into the middle right here and drag it all the way out. And then how to use other selection tools to add to an existing selection, and then we'll mask the thing off. So let's go ahead and get started. So with this beginning piece, you're going to select the elliptical marquee. Now, normally the rectangle is selected, so you might have to click and hold to be able to choose the elliptical marquee. Now, when you're using the elliptical marquee, as you start to drag, it's doing it as an ellipse. If you hold down the shift, it'll do it as a perfect circle, but you'll notice in order to start this, let me go back up here and choose this one, just in case your tool is off. To get it to fit, a lot of times I see students try to do it multiple times to try to get it to work. Now, one method you can use instead is bring your little crosshairs cursor part towards the center of this. Now, if you press your Option key as you're doing this, it will come from the center. So then you can drag to get this to work, and you get something like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to mix in the polygonal lasso, the polygonal one right here. If it's not on there, hold your mouse button down and choose the polygon lasso. And then right up here, I'm going to make sure that I'm on the add so that this doesn't start over. If I had it on here, it would make this circle disappear. So when I have this, I'm going to go up into the selection. I'm going to hold down. I'm going to click once with my mouse, and now I'm going to drag. I'm going to click again when I want to change direction. I come up a little higher in here, and then notice the little tiny circle that just popped up. Right now it's a plus because it's going to add a point. Right here, when it goes to circle, it will close the loop. So now I have that little area selected. So the main thing on that was when you use the option, you're able to pull from the center. And when you use add, you can use other selections to be able to add to your previous selection. Now, when you hit next, we're going to hit next. We're going to invert this, but this is where everything except the keyhole is going to be affected. And this is where I think it gets a little messed up. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to click on the mask. And then I'm going to come down here. That would work, but I'm going to go here and press Command I. I like showing you the keyboard shortcuts so you can see what keyboard shortcuts we can actually use. Now, there's some weird stuff happening over on this side, so I'm going to take my polygonal lasso and I'm just going to draw around it. So now I have that selected, and I'm going to make sure that my white is on top. Interesting. It looks like it's actually part of the photo. So ignore that. Go ahead and press Command D to deselect. This one's not going to let me invert, but that is what the finished piece is going to be. So it's just a matter of being able to mask that piece out, be able to invert the mask, and be able to see the clouds through here. So that now if you take V for Victor, that is your move tool, you can actually move your clouds around on the inside portion of this. Now this edge still is kind of bothering me a little bit, so I'm going to click on this. I'm going to press Command T, and I'm just going to expand that out a little bit. There's something up with that particular photo, and it just looks really, really fake in that corner. So go ahead and save this one. Press Command 0. Go ahead and save this one, and we are done with the Select and Mask Adobe tutorials.